The Veritas Classical Academy was founded over 12 years ago in Marietta, Ohio. The academy teaches students using a traditional education style. Our Allison Powers spoke with the head of the school about how the academy is different than a normal school system.
The head of the school, Joe Wilson, says the school started after a group of families in the Mid-Ohio Valley wanted their kids to have a more strict education. Wilson says the purpose of the school is to provide kids a classical education while normal schools use a progressive system.
So our goal at Veritas Classical Academy is to form the whole person in wisdom and virtue. Along with our rigorous academics, we also try to educate the kids in virtue. So we have 4 classical virtues that we actually grade every student on: prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance.
So one of the ways the academy is set apart from other schools is the length of the school year. The academy's school year begins after Labor Day and goes until the middle of May.
So for one thing, our families really love it. It gives everyone a chance to have family time, the full summer to spend together, to go on trips if they need to, and then once the cooler weather hits, we come back to school.
The school takes a unique approach to motivate students. Students are sorted into a house system once they reach 3rd grade.
We have 3 houses here: House Washington, House Tarsus, and House Chesterton, each named after a great man in the past who we study in our curriculum. The houses compete with each other through the year in academic excellence. They compete in service both to the school but also to the wider community.
Wilson says they maximize students' academic growth by limiting their access to technology.
I've seen the results here. Our kids are happier, they're better friends with the people around them, they learn better when they don't have the possibility of distraction all day.
You can visit our website at WTAP.com to read more about the Academy's other traditional approaches to education. In Marietta, I'm Allison Powers with WTAP News. This is Home.